guys, this is Nikki and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're here for Scary Experiences Part 4 or Episode 4. I don't know what I named it, but I think it's Part 4. And as you read on the title, is called My Terrifying Catfish Story. And if you don't know what Scary Experiences episodes are about, it's obvious though, but it's about some people that had really scary real experiences in their life, and you can find it in Google. Their stories, they have written it there, and I thought maybe I could make a part in my channel that I could read these stories for you. And this one is about a girl's terrifying catfish story. Hopefully, actually not hopefully, in internet you can be easily catfished. So it seriously makes sense. And something new that I'm doing with this kind of series of scary experiences, those other parts that are in the description below, go check them out. Like I read from I actually, like, I didn't use a phone and I wrote it down and then I read it so it wouldn't go away soon. But this time I'm doing something more easier and I'm gonna read it from my phone, and the type of the site is something like that it will go away soon. So I don't know if this is gonna be good, but if it turned out good, I'm gonna continue this way. Excuse me. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, let me see. Okay, sorry. Let's go. I'm ready. During my junior year of high school, nearly all my friends had boyfriends and we're all talking about prom coming up. The event was still several months away, but a lot of girls had already picked out their dress and decided what hairstyle they wanted. I was shy and had never really had a boyfriend before. I really wanted to go to prom with all my friends, but knew it would be way too embarrassing to go alone. At this point, I didn't feel like it was likely to any of my classmates were going to ask me for prom, so one night I decided to do something that was totally out of my character. I downloaded a dating app and made a profile. I always got so nervous talking to guys in person, but maybe if I had the time to think and type out the perfect messages, I would be more successful this time. I adjusted the settings so that the only people in the same city as me would be able to message me. I picked out the most flattering pictures of myself that I could find and began clicking through different profiles, sweeping right on a few ways that I would... oh my god, sorry. It just goes away so soon. Okay. That I could find and began... sorry. Clicking through different profiles, sweeping right that I thought was cute. Surely one of them would be interesting. I made myself the whole hour before going back. I was thrilled to see that I had gotten a match. The guy was super cute with curly brown hair, blue eyes, and adorable freckles. He didn't put his full name on his profile, but his entity's AJ. I clicked on his message. Excitement bubbling in my stomach. He said that I was really pretty and wanted to get to know me better. I typed back a response telling him I thought he was cute, and we started talking. I felt an instant connection. I had never had such a good time talking to a boy before. He told me that he went to one of the local private high schools, not far from where I lived. He was the baseball team and worked part-time at Dad's restaurant. When he got to college, he wanted to study to become a sports reporter. I told him about how I was hoping to get a scholarship to study to become a veterinarian in college. We talked for hours about everything you could think of, from our favorite books and movies to our favorite ice cream flavors. I stayed up well past midnight that night, texting away. As the weeks went by, AJ and I continued to get closer and closer. I was working up the courage to ask him to prom, but felt like it still wasn't the time. After all, we had just started talking and we hadn't even met in person yet. One night I asked if he would want to talk on the phone. That way we could at least know that what each other's voice looked like, and I understood this and just shrugged it off because he didn't want to talk about it. As time went on, I was getting closer and closer to him. I needed to figure out my plans if I was going to get a dress. I suggested to AJ that we meet up somewhere. This would allow him the topic of prom in person and for us to hopefully get to know one another better. I suggested we meet at the local ice cream place, which seemed like a good natural location for a first meetup. AJ agreed and told me he would pick me up on Friday at 7 p.m. I was excited this was about to be my first date and how sweet it was of AJ to offer to drive me. When the night of the date arrived, I spent forever picking out the perfect outfit. I changed several times trying to get just the right look. After spending way too much time on it, I sat by the window to look for his car. He told me that he drove a black Honda and would pick me up upright in front of my house. He apologized, saying that the lock on the passenger side door was so I would have to sit in the back. I told him it was fine and I didn't mind at all. When I saw AJ's car pull up to my house, I tried not to look overly excited. As I walked outside, I opened the passenger side door and jumped in, a little bit nervous in my stomach. I was surprised to see that AJ didn't say anything or turn around to greet me. When I got into the car, he simply began driving. I couldn't see his face, just the back of his head. I craned my neck to catch a glance at him in the rearview mirror and my head nearly fall off. The man driving the car was not AJ. He was older than me and looked nothing like the pictures on the dating profile. Had I gotten into the wrong car? He was someone else's Uber, had picked me up by mistake. I spoke up, telling the man that I thought had been some kind of a mix-up. He assumed that there was no mix-up and that he was exactly who I was supposed to meet. My blood ran cold and realization finally passed over me. I had been catfished. I couldn't believe how stupid and naive I had been, missing so many red flags over the last couple of months. And now I had gotten myself into a scary situation I had no idea how to get out of. This was the kind of story you heard on the news, but I never thought it would happen to me. The man told me to pass him my phone, which I did, not wanting to anger him in any way. The man was silent as he drove and drove for miles. I was too scared to say a word, but thought only how I could escape. To jump out of the car wasn't going to be an option. I couldn't call 911. I would have to wait until wherever we reach our destination to make some kind of run for it. The man drove through the countryside and pulled up to what appeared to be a farmhouse. There was cows and chicken out in the pasture, and that looked to be a pretty look home. My captor, yes. He opened the door and pulled me out. He pulled me inside the house and sat me down at the kitchen table. There was no one else inside. He offered me food and water, which I refused. This seemed to frustrate him, and he sat down at the table next to me. He told me that he knew that he wasn't exactly what I wanted, but he still thought we could be friends. He told me that we had so much in common and that he had never he was clearly interested in me, and I was disgusted and shocked. He was easily decades older than me and wanted to date me. The only positive thing I could find about the situation was that the guy didn't seem like he wanted to hurt me. It just seemed like he was obsessed with me. My captor was desperate to show me how much he wanted to be with me. He guided me to his bedroom, telling me he had something to show me. When he opened the door, I felt my jaw drop when I came face to face with hundreds of pictures of myself on the walls, ceiling. Every surface of the room was covered in the pictures from my dating profile. He asked me if I liked, and I nodded, deciding that my best option was to just act like I was open to being with him somehow. We sat down in the living room and I began to come up with somewhat of a plan. I told the man that I was thirsty and that I wanted a soda. He seemed eager to fulfill my request and got up to make his way to the kitchen. The second he was outside, I ran to the same door that I had come from, fumbled with the lock, and managed to swing it open. I could tell by the sound of the door made when it opened. Oh my god, able to hear from the other room, I took a running and I ran and truck in the distance, and I had no idea where I was, but knew I just put as much distance between myself and the man as possible. I saw a wooded area and ran towards it, knowing the man would never be able to get through the woods unless he did it on foot. I stumbled through the dense foliage, tripped a few times, and after running for what seemed like ages, I came to a clearing. I saw a small, tidy-looking home and an older woman in front of watering her flowers. I sprinted towards her, telling her that I had been abducted and needed help right away. The woman took me inside and called 911, and his husband took a gun, and they protected me. In less 15 minutes they got him. I came out of the situation shaking up and somewhat oh my god, I'm sorry guys. If you're wondering, I did end up getting a date to prom that year. A sweet quiet boy from a math class asked me, and we're still dating. As for my catfish, I won't ever have to worry about him, as he'll be in jail for many years to come. My warning for you is that with online dating, not everyone is who they seem. What would you have done in this situation? Was she lucky to get away? Okay, I'm sorry about how I read. Oh my god, how many minutes I've been reading? I thought it was like 2 minutes that I was stumbling on my words, but I don't know. Whenever like I'm talking, before I edit my videos and see how I actually talked, I always feel like I wasn't good enough, but I don't know. Tell me in the comments below, which way do you want me to read this? Actually, in my other videos, if you watch them, you'll see that because of my amazing handwriting, I couldn't read a word. I mean, I could read some words, but I would stumble again. But I wouldn't be reading like too fast. But this one, I stumbled with my words because it was passing up so fast. And yes, I'm so sorry if it wasn't good enough, but tell me, what should I do with my other videos? Write them down or read them with my phone? Actually, I get nervous whenever, I think I'm gonna get nervous whenever I'm gonna read it with my phone because I have to be so quick. But thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your family and friends, ring the bell and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.